Evening everybody, this is Romero17 and I'm going to bring you 3 ranked fights that I did from today. I was going to stream, but Ricky J has a little press conference going on between my boys Swiss and Ed Parker, so decided to just do these 3 fights. Right now we're up against Anthony Pettis, and my theme of this analysis on how I'm playing, I used to do before, then I kind of got into streaming, but I wanted to get back to what I started doing when I got to the channel. And just to better my own playstyle, and hopefully you guys can benefit from this as well, it's anticipating and not being afraid to pull the trigger and figuring out how your opponent reacts, right? So I've been watching a lot of like my previous videos, and I'm watching fights where I lost, watching good fighters from like the other side of the console, you know, Prioxis. He's extremely good, extremely calculated. You guys should check him out. But the one thing I realized that I should always implement, and this is something I'm doing now, is just taking my time, right? There's 5 minutes in a round. If it's accelerated clock, it's going to be about roughly 3 minutes or so. And just taking the time to make the reads of my opponent. Now, I think I have gotten comfortable with just being able to make these decisions on the fly. So I decided to just take a step back and just see how my opponent reacts, and making sure that I control that center of the cage. If you notice, my opponent is on the edge of the black line, and as I'm backing up, I'm trying to keep it to where I'm staying within this octagon. Not the one that's out there where, like, you know, everybody's yelling in the crowd and the guy's saying, "Kill that guy." But I want to control the center here. It's very important so I don't get driven out of the cage, you know. Someone tries to shoot that driving takedown, and this just forces my opponent to fight on the back foot. Now, I'm not going crazy with combinations. This player, I can tell he's relatively patient. But I saw that he's worried about the body kick, and I was able to get off that head kick right there. Another thing I've been doing to kind of help my body kicks land a lot more consistently is throwing a body kick. Just after I throw that jab and I know they're going to expect that body kick, you'll see that their hands flick. Once I see their hands already low there, this guy watches my videos. I can tell if he knew that front kick was coming, that's why he did a little circle thing. But I throw that body kick, but I wait. I delayed a little bit. And what happens is, when you see the hand goes down, usually it comes right back up. They're like, oh, he didn't throw anything after that jab. So now I'm just working timing, seeing how my opponent reacts, and making sure I get off the shots that I need. Good round-ass kick. You get a good amount of grapple advantage when you block a head kick. Here I want to see how he reacts. Side control. In my honest opinion, I think side control needs to be tuned down just a little bit. Maybe allow the guy to block. If he chooses to block, you can get like a transition to north-south or something, you know. But to me, side control feels just as deadly as the crucifix, and it really shouldn't be the case there. I seen guys in fights. I believe, who was it? Might have been Lamas versus Bermudez. Was it he fought Bermudez or somebody else? But you know, he was stuck in side control, or he had the other dude stuck in side control. The guy was throwing, like, you know, knees from the bottom, blocking, defending. Whereas here we're going up here to back sitting. My opponent's pretty patient. He's throwing off the elbows, denying a takedown. Good denial by Hobo Hobbit, and the round's over. But yeah, with side control, I kind of feel that you should give the guy on bottom, like, you know, let him block at least. Because you have only 3 ways to go, and off of one denial, the rest of the transitions become slower, which is absolutely insane to me. But, alright, I took that first round. My stamina's high. I'm managing my stamina really well. I'm making sure that I don't whiff any strikes. I'm using my jab feints to close the distance. And there I gotta be real careful, because if you're attacking the body and your opponent starts to plant combinations, it's very likely that you can get rocked. Now he's swaying, so he's trying to time the jab. And all I'm doing is playing like a little bit of a game of in and out. You call it footsies if you want. I wouldn't necessarily call it that, but really I'm just being extremely patient with my shot selection. And that's something that it's been helping me a lot now, since now that I've gotten a little bit better at this game. And again, timing the body kick accordingly. And I'm giving my opponent a lot to think about. After every combination, I know he's going to be thinking he's going to go high, he's going to go low. Personally, I don't think that body kick should have landed. I think that's an issue in the game that should be fixed, and I'm going to make sure I bring that to their attention. And here, when I see my opponents kind of just stunned there, they're trying to focus on how they're going to react. But I didn't want to get too overzealous and risk getting rocked. So here, controlling the center, timing your shots instead of just immediately trying to return fire. That I feel is a very ideal way to play. If you guys ever watched, obviously you guys have watched probably Ed Parker, you guys ever watched Unibot play or Goat 1099, a lot of those guys, they choose their shots well. Even pressure fighters like Pre-United and Swiss, they're not just bum rushing you with combos. They know what they're throwing and they're doing it based on how you're going to react. And there my opponent made a good read, trying to catch me with 3 planted hooks when I go for the body kick. And I'm just making sure that I maintain my stamina there. I know he tried to block low. I racked up enough damage to the body. He's blocking low. Now I know his head health is not, it could be possibly low enough now that he's rocked. Go for the I try to feint that. And then deny that transition. Go for the hip toss high. Damages his head health. And the fight's over. I felt like I did a real good job of controlling the center, forcing my opponent to react to me rather than me having to react to them. And by doing that, I was able to have a pretty solid performance. Didn't give up much of my stamina. Make sure I maintain my composure, and I managed to get the win. Now on to this next fight here that I have. It's going to be against a guy that used to play UFC 2, D Fribs. He used to stream UFC 2. As you see, the record 6-1 against him. And I remember this dude, that one win, I think it was when like the oblique kick, its spin kick was still broken. Still salty about it to this day. He has Ferguson. I have Dustin Poirier. He's an A+ fighter who has an insane chin. I'm a B+ fighter that arguably probably should be an A. And again, delaying the body kick. I'm very familiar to how he plays. You see his arm is going right back down to control that midsection, and I'm timing the body kick accordingly. And he's not one to grapple, but a few key things I'm noticing here is that he's trying to step off to the side and land some body hooks on my liver because he's orthodox, so the lead body hook will target the liver. I know he's trying to use a sway counter, so I started doing the lead hook. And there, I do not want to start exchanging. If he lands that jab uppercut, I'm not going to be able to win the exchange. I'm only going to be able to trade a jab with him. So I want to back up in a way. See how he reacts. And he's not very comfortable. I can tell he's not very comfortable when it's at a distance. He wants to be in control with Ferguson. There, I caught him going for that lead body hook off the angle. Stuff that empty slip uppercut with the body kick. And I'm forcing him to react to me again. I'm a little bit more concerned about trading because he's Ferguson and his chin is absolutely insane. Nice to rock him there. Get a drop. Nice and relaxed. Kind of wanted a front kick there, but a knee came out, which is fine by me. And again, patience and controlling the center. Here comes the spins. At this stage in the fight, he's not really necessarily spamming it. So I don't really have to like focus on timing the lunge or anything. I'm pretty okay with blocking it. But again, as you notice, now I'm controlling the edge of the octagon. He has to work his way in with combinations, and he's killing his stamina by doing so. And then that's another case of the body kick that shouldn't land, and that's a case of one that should land. See, he's backing away. Gauging the reactions of my opponent is something that I kind of pride myself on. My real tough fights come from dudes that know how to mix it up. Like, it's actually pretty fun. Like, I love good fights like that. I don't mind. But you don't get a clean connection fight. Guys are making reads. And he made a read himself there. He didn't duck. He's swaying. That's all fine by me. Catches me there. Block my head in case he goes up again. Doesn't get the body health of it because he was at low stamina when he went for that shot. And surprisingly, doesn't try to take me down. He's done. Target another body kick. And that's my goal. When I fight Ferguson, a lot of these guys, they're not really good with him southpaw in the switch stance. So if I'm Dustin Poirier, I always want to focus on bringing down his body health. Spastic flying knee. You go for the spin. Why not? But when you're fighting Tony Ferguson, you have to be very aware of the things that he brings to the table, including all the spins, all the front kicks, all the 6-12 elbows, and just pick up on when your opponent is likely to do it. In his case, he's likely to do it when I'm trying to fire back. I think the flying knee was out of panic, but it is what it is. See, he went for the fake glove touch. You see why I didn't glove touch him in that first round? It's all good. Here I wanted to switch up my strategy a little bit. Now that I know that his body health is low, I was going to go with the lead hook to the head, planted body uppercut. See, now he's figured out the timing. So I got to change my body kick timing just a little bit. One up top, blocks the body, which is a good sign. And then again, he's waiting for me to exchange back so he can get that spin. And those front kicks, I felt in this fight that they were a little bit out of desperation. Maybe to get me to the cage and take me down, or just to get me to duck. But again, he doesn't go for a takedown off of that, and then goes for another front kick. Tries to sway counter, and I hit him with another body kick. And me being able to anticipate and cause him to overreact, cause him to whiff those strikes into the air, give him a little taunt, easily brought me this victory. He was whiffing the strikes in the air. He's trying to use strikes to close distance rather than just simply gauge the distance with the strikes, making sure that he lands on my block. And as you can see there, his body health was done, and he was focused on blocking the body against the cage. And it was a relatively easy KO, 6 points for beating Tony Ferguson. And I felt like I was on a roll. I didn't want to push it too much. But like, alright, we could do one more fight. I can definitely do one more fight, not to rush anything. So for me now, when I fight on rank, the theme is going to be focused on accuracy. It's going to be focused on consistently landing my strikes with a purpose, not just trying to throw it out there, not trying to just wing it, and making sure that I make the proper reads to catch my opponent when I need to catch him. So I wanted to go for one more fight. And again, being familiar with this next player that came up, I ran into his Johnson Freak Show 614. I fought him last time. I think he had Justin Gaethje, and he's one of those dudes who's pretty knee happy to an extent. He's very knee happy. But I was able to capitalize on those knees pretty well and knock them out. So I doubt he was going to try to spam it this time. There's no glove touch here. And again, trying to control the center. Now with DJ, he has the perk fluidity. I think it's like level 5. So all his planted combinations, all those combos from the combo list are a lot faster. So you have to react a certain way. And a lot of reasons that these guys use DJs, that his knee is going to be extremely fast. Him throwing planted combinations is going to be extremely fast. So again, it's just controlling the center and not overreacting. Good exchange for me there. Again, just in and out. Now there, I don't know why it came out like that. I really thought that was going to be that low single animation. But again, I just stayed a little bit relaxed. Went to half guard. You know, going for the get up is one thing, but it's very risky. It's very easy to deny. But my opponent decides to go to side control. And right off of that, if you deny that side control transition and you get that reversal, if you throw one strike, you're going to get full grapple advantage. You have full grapple advantage to transition. So don't throw another strike after you get that reversal. You can transition immediately if you want. Goes into over-under. Learned a few things about the clinch. Use that little nudge to disguise the body lock. In the link in the description, I'm going to put Proxys' video on clinch grappling, because he has some great stuff on how to deny in the clinch. Not necessarily the cage, but just the open clinch area. But it's really great stuff, and I'm going to put it in the description. But right here, my opponent's making the mistake of trying to transition without throwing any strikes. Get him in the crucifix one more time, and it's game over. But yeah, that's my 3 rank fights for today. I felt like I did a real good job on accuracy, landing my strikes with a purpose, and making sure that I got the job done. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Romeo 17. I'm out of here.